How we doing, boys?
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Talking Busch. We got the pre-draft edition, boys. We're getting excited. We got the bikes. We got freaking downtown Nashville coming at you live from my St. Louis Park studio.
I did not realize that Bum Phillips was going to be joining us tonight.
When you got a draft down in freaking Tennessee, you need to dress like you're freaking going out on Lower Broadway, freaking Tootsie's. We're going to Jimmy Buffett's, Margaritaville. We're having a good time.
Having just been in Nashville, I think Margaritaville would be the last choice on Broadway. So many.
Well, I mean, some of us are Sirius XM listeners to Channel 56, the hot country station, where they do the the nice happy hour every night of the week, and especially Fridays from Margaritaville. So, big partial fan of that place.
All right.
Matt Train, how the hell are you? Haven't seen you in months.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I mean,
you're what, about 8 months pregnant?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. I mean, the countdown is on. The wife is extremely pregnant and extremely uncomfortable. This just in, 2-year-olds are kind of a pain in the ass. So
turns out.
Yeah. We're busy, but it's been good.
Nice. Well, like we said, we're going to talk a little bit about the draft. We're going to talk a little bit about Derek going down to Georgia. We're going to talk a little bit about Derek apparently going to Nashville to scout out the draft. Won a week early. Don't know why I got the dates mixed up apparently, but we're going to get that all squared away. Then we're going to get into some of our draft picks. We got Game of Thrones. We got a hell of an episode tonight. Let's dive on in, boys, huh?
Let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Let's start with you, Derek. Let's go. You went to a little golf tournament a couple weeks ago. Can you give us a little lay of the land, how it is to drink those $2 domestic beers and the pimento sandwiches?
Yeah, I sure can. Pricing on that is legit. It's cheap as hell, man. I bought a couple sandwiches and a couple beers, and it was $12.
Damn.
Wow.
Yep. And then
which days did you go?
Wednesday. We went Wednesday.
Okay.
Which happens to be the last practice round day, and the par 3 tournament. In this case, it rained Monday and Tuesday, so every big name guy was out there practicing on Wednesday. Just a beautiful setup that they have, as everybody knows that would watch the Masters. But the behind the scenes work is awesome. Everything is so efficient and well run. It's incredible.
I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast all weekend, but at one point on the Saturday broadcast, they said that it was like the 1993 Masters. They had a storm on Friday afternoon, and the golfer that they were interviewing, I forget his name, said that a tree fell down in this storm, and right where he had had to pick up for the day, he went out in the morning. They had replaced the tree and all the sod around it.
Just a brand new tree.
Wow. Got into a mature tree. So, I mean, the grounds crew in the tournament, I mean, 84 years.
I heard they bring them in. Right. I heard they bring them in from all over the country. Like head superintendents and whatever you call them, greensmasters from all the big courses, basically. So it's like the top 50 people who know how to groom golf courses are doing every single thing on the course.
I would believe that. We walked out onto number 1 fairway. That's where you kind of walk out of the clubhouse area and onto the course, right across number 1 fairway. And my dad goes, "Is this turf?" No, Dad.
Yeah.
Just perfectly manicured grass.
So how'd you get tickets?
Love that.
How'd you get tickets, Derek?
I have applied for the lottery, every year since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Finally got him.
We finally struck gold.
Nice.
So brought my dad, my brother, and of course my cousin Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lovely.
yeah, we went down there. Got there early Wednesday morning. Gates opened at 8. We were there at about 7-ish. Went to the gift shop. Things at the gift shop are not cheap, like the sandwiches and the beers.
I heard the quarter zips were $80 or something. I mean, for golf apparel, that's not that bad.
Yeah, that was Ryder Cup pricing.
100. Polos are 80, polos are 85. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Interlochen and those fucking things are like $200.
That's true. Yeah. No, then we they had about 100 registers open, and behind each, if you wanted a shirt, you just called out a number on the wall that you liked, and a cute little lady would bring you the shirt, and you were out of there. Just efficiency all around.
Love it.
Checking. Then they had a little check area. You could check your stuff, so you didn't have to carry it around on the course.
Yep, they had that at the Ryder Cup as well.
Yep. And I don't know, 20,000 people checking stuff. I walked up with my ticket. They go, "I'm sorry, sir. It's going to be a couple minutes. It's downstairs." I don't know. 30 seconds later, they brought it to me, and I was out of there.
Nice. How about where'd you stay? How was the commute?
Yeah, so we stayed in Conyers, Georgia. It was a 2-hour drive.
Oh, wow.
So there was no getting a hotel in Augusta. That wasn't happening. And there's not really a city closer than Atlanta to Augusta, another way to go. So we just stayed in an Atlanta suburb. Drove out in the morning. There really wasn't traffic in the morning. I mean, it was fine. Granted, we were driving at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, got all clear. Good. Got there. Really organized. The city of Augusta has a bunch of signs up, brings you right in. No big deal. You get to the course, and the parking lot's a muddy mess, and you're thinking, boy, I hope the course isn't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. They're pumping that water out, doing whatever the hell they have to do.
Oh, yeah. Huh. I'm envious, man. I'd love to go.
So, Matt, how does this make you feel as a known Tiger Woods hater?
Mm-hmm.
How does it make you feel that he was back on top?
I'm not a ATF to the extent that you may call me a hater of some others. I would say my position on Tiger has been that I'm sick of hearing about him until he wins, and it's pretty clear now he's won. And I'll be honest, I didn't think he had it in him. To be totally honest, I didn't think he had it in him. And after what we've seen the last 3 majors from him, winning a tournament last year and winning this tournament, I don't know how you say he's not at least a top 5 golfer in golf right now. I don't know how you could possibly make that argument.
With the win, he moved into 6th in the world rankings, which is a pretty big climb because December 2017, he was 1,199th in the world.
Yeah, that's right. And that was my whole position, was that I was just so sick of hearing every tournament that Tiger might make the freaking cut, maybe. I mean, I was just sick of hearing it. And, I've also probably been critical of him because I think that his injuries are his own doing. I think that his mental breakdown and all those things are his own doing. But you know what? At the same time, he's one of the biggest stars in the history of sports. So having to deal with some of that stuff, I mean, couldn't make any promises that I could do it any better. So I'm happy for him.
I mean, he's working on the second generation of kids where he could be their hero.
Yeah, well, that's
clearly us growing up, he led the way. He was the freaking man.
Yep, no doubt.
And now there's a whole other generation of guys that are going to look up to him and know that, go through some hardships, but if you work your ass off, you're going to be able to get it back. And clearly showed that.
And what's I think incredible about it, and what's kind of unique about it, is that Melissa was watching it with me, and I was kind of explaining to her the meaning, how much the meaning behind it and what Tiger Woods means to golf. I mean, all these young players we have today are literally because of Tiger. I mean,
they all hit it deep because of Tiger.
Yeah, and you can make the argument. You can make the argument that early in his career, when he was beating up on David Duval and Rocco Mediate, and he just didn't have very much competition at that point in time, and it's not his fault. But there's way better golfers on the tour today than there were 15 years ago.
Yeah,
way better, and it's because of him. He did that.
This is the first time in Masters history that there were 11 players who finished 10 under par or better. The next closest to that was back in 11, where Charles Schwartzel's win, where 6 players had accomplished it. So, I mean, this year's was the most competitive Masters ever. And by far, the most fun Sunday that we've had watching golf in quite a long time.
Yeah, Sunday.
How about hole 12?
Yeah.
It is, bar none, the best spot to hang out on that course. Yeah. It's to sit right there and watch them hit.
And it was a beast on Sunday.
Yep. That wind must have been howling just a little bit.
Yeah. Sunday was fun. I mean, so Dave, you talked about the low scores. I watched every hour of the footage on Saturday, and I don't like it when every single person goes low. I don't like it when there's 364s on the course. I like to see a little bit of carnage out there. Now, there's a fine line between doing that and having the U.S. Open, where guys, it's like not fair. But I don't like seeing really, really low scores. I like to see them challenged out there. And so Sunday gave us that. Saturday was kind of a downer for me, to be totally honest.
Saturday was just good golf. Like, everybody was hitting good shots. And I will say it was great to nap to, just because you could take a 2-hour nap, wake up, and everybody was kind of still where they were at. Yep. A couple people were couple more under par, but really just right there, and everybody playing good golf.
Yeah, there was a lot of good golf, a lot of good golfers, and by the way, Brooks Koepka is a freaking beast, man. I mean, the run that guy is on is very impressive.
Fun, Brooks.
He is so strong.
Yeah.
Wednesday, number 16. He dropped one in there, hole in one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. While we're standing there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really, really cool to see. Also, hole 16 on a practice round, or at least on Wednesday, them skipping the ball over. Hell of a
That's
lot
so
of fun.
cool.
Yeah.
I think I watched everybody skip the balls over on the Masters app that day at work.
There you go.
Dave, are you sorry, I don't know if it's time to change the subject or not, but I heard you're mobile all over the place with work these days. Is this true?
No, I'm pretty much stationed out in Greenwood, which is Excelsior. Our branch out there is about, 600 feet from Maynard's. So
that's nice.
It's going to be pretty sweet this summer. Yeah. Drive-wise for me, it cut it down from an hour to about 15 minutes in the morning, 20 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I have to drive by 2 of my gyms on the way home, so been stopped.
Okay, hold on. Why do you have 2 gyms?
Well, 2 LA Fitness locations on the way.
Okay, I see.
Home from work, so it forces me to get in there. I've been keeping up with it. Pretty good.
Woo!
Yeah, I had a couple more notes from the Masters, but nothing crazy. He's the second oldest guy to win at 43. There's been 6 guys over 40 who've won. 7. He's the 7th. 6 other guys.
Jack won at 46, didn't he? Or was that maybe that wasn't
Jack? Yep. We got Jack. Any other guesses? The one oldest one. Come on, Ben Hogan. Mm-hmm. Mark O'Meara, Sam Snead, and Gary Player all won after their 40s.
Sure. Watching the par 3 contest, Jack Nicklaus can barely walk.
Yep.
Comes up to hole number 6 that we're standing on the green, and drops one within 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
We saw maybe in 3 hours of par 3 contest, 20 groups, 60 players, maybe 4 birdies. Jack steps right up, knocks her in.
Love that.
Yeah.
So with the win, Tiger's all-time career earnings at the Masters now tops $9 million. $9,494,136.
Great cash.
Past Phil Mickelson, now the all-time money winner at Augusta. So just cashing checks. Great. You can't tell me that you didn't cry when he hugged his kid.
Yeah,
Just phenomenal.
It was
I
a cool
mess.
scene. It was a cool scene.
I had to compose myself before Game of Thrones, which
Yep.
coincidentally is our next topic.
Uh-huh.
Boys, I have I've now done the All 22 2 weeks in a row. Rewatched both episodes. Some people hate it. It sounds like a 50-50 split on this last episode, episode 2, as another filler episode. But I think we needed it just to show that, a lot of these characters are going to die this week. So let's see them one last time and kind of get some feel-good stories out of it. I know Train was quickly Googling to see how old Elise Williams was to make sure she was 18.
Maisie?
So
Maisie,
yeah,
yes.
Doesn't feel bad about it.
I'm
Derek,
not in that camp.
Derek's still kind of thinking about fucking his aunt, which is okay. But
She looked like Daenerys
fun-
does. What are you gonna do?
couple of fun facts out of the episode. That song that they sung out at the end, Jenny's song.
Mhm.
It's actually talks about Jenny of like Old Town, and she got a Targaryen to give away his rights to the crown because he was in love with her. Little foreshadowing there of Jon Snow maybe doing the same thing. I mean, obviously the horn blew before he could tell her that he didn't really care and he just wants to live in the north, make some, farm some ground, kill some cows, do that old thing. But who's going to live, boys? We got a big battle. We're going to preview this big battle. I'd say Night King on that Ice Dragon. Pretty tough opponent. He's got some 4-star generals coming up on horseback.
Can I just say Theon? Toast.
Oh, yeah.
Toast.
Oh, yeah.
Also
Yes.
toast.
Yeah.
100% sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'm not so sure about Bran. Theon, absolutely yes.
So here's a question. Do you think that Bran can control the Night King
No.
since he's been in his head once before?
I don't think so, based on the fact that the Night King is totally the storyline is that the Night King wants to kill Bran,
Right.
first and foremost. So
Well, the world ends if Bran's dead. There's no more memories.
that's right.
That's all we have.
But Sam's gonna write him down.
Or Reek. Reek's coming from the
Maybe
clouds.
Reek. Maybe that'll be the heroic story that wins the day.
Dude, how pissed is Sansa going to be if Reek wins this thing and starts, they start having a good time, and then she takes off his pants and there's no dick there.
Yeah, that'll be unfortunate.
It's the Unsullied deal all over again.
Yeah.
Also,
So many people without
Dr. Derek, how do you pee?
I don't know how that works either. I'm sure there's a hole down there.
I imagine, yeah. It essentially is.
Gotta be, right?
Hopefully it's
Just
healed. Hopefully it's healed in a direction that makes it convenient.
Do you think he just has to do Kegels all the time so it's stronger so he can shut off the flow?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's probably fucked.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so we got a little game here.
I've liked the episodes so far, both of them. I did not like the Jon and Daenerys scene by the waterfall, followed by
I don't
the
think
riding.
anybody like that.
Aside from that, I thought it's been fine. I thought the first episode was fine. I thought the second one was good.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
enough
I agree.
deaths in this next episode that will more than make up for it.
Yes.
Everybody's just hungry for blood right now, and so
They are.
So if nothing,
They've been waiting. I mean, but do you think
Brand?
about it? How many people of the, whatever 300 million people that watch this show watched it episode for episode? Or do you think that, there's got to be a healthy percentage that binge watched it over the last 2 months?
Yeah,
Yes.
Probably.
And they're like, all right, give it to me now. I've been waiting.
Or
They're coming.
since the last episode aired a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, whatever it's been. I'm sure there's been a ton because it went from the viewership is like doubled.
Yeah.
So
Well, he said that for this season, they were expecting total in the 7 episodes, like over 1 billion watches of the show between all the episodes. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a cultural phenomenon, man.
Yep.
so
All right, so we
guys,
got a little game here. We're gonna play, have a little draft on air here of who's gonna live out of the battle, or is it for the whole shebang?
whole shebang. So there
All
are
right.
how many episodes left? 4.
Yep.
So 4 episodes. We're each going to pick 4 characters.
Okay.
However many episodes that your character lives, and if they die in an episode, that does not mean they live through that episode. So they have to live through the episode.
Gotcha.
Add them all up. Winner takes all.
Well, hold on. So is there a bonus for if they end up winning the Game of Thrones? Like theoretically, somebody could live and not be the king.
Sure. I think they're going to
Yeah,
be
I need
quite,
a bracket deal out of this.
I think they're
So I
going to
get
be
more
quite a
points.
few characters. That could be our tiebreaker, but I don't think it should automatically gift you the win.
All right. Fair
Okay.
enough.
Who gets first pick?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Snake
Are we
draft?
we're going snake style, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with Jon Snow.
That's
Coming out
fair.
swinging.
Yep. That's
All right, Matt, you're up next.
I'm gonna take
Donnie.
I'm gonna sorry. I'll take Daenerys Targaryen.
Good choice. Top 2 picks off the board.
Yeah. When you're going for number of episodes and not winner of the whole thing, I think that's the safest way to go.
Yep.
Yep. I like Arya not to die.
Okay.
I think she's a total badass, and she's gonna
You should
do some damage.
think so. With that new trident thing.
Yep.
Here.
Uh,
Is that how she's strong enough that she can throw it at the dragon?
or is she just gonna kind of wield it and twirl it? I'm not really sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
Yes, we are.
My second round draft pick is gonna be Tyrion.
Great choice.
I think he's gonna be around for a little while yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one
Even
that I was
though
thinking about.
they've significantly dumbed down his character, which I have not enjoyed.
Mhm.
But
He'll pick back up. I think once some people start dying and he can have some intelligent conversations to get us to where we need to be, it'll be all right.
I got kind of excited in the last episode when it seemed like him and Bran were going to get into it, but then they didn't really.
totally.
Wouldn't you love to hear that conversation
Yeah.
that they had by the fire?
I'm going to go Sansa Stark.
Yep.
Great choice.
Good choice.
All right. The team that I've always been on. Cersei. Team Cersei all the way.
She's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, she is.
I know.
She's not at the battle. That's probably as safe as safe a pick as any.
They're not getting to the King's Landing anytime soon.
That's a good point.
No. A couple episodes till we get down there. So get some free points out of that.
All right. God, I kind of I'm kind of pissed that I didn't think of that.
Oh, I got to go again.
Yes, you're up.
We're going to go. I mean, if I wanted to be a real dick, I would say the mountain, but I'm not going to.
I don't think that's a dick move at all. I think the Hound.
I'm going to go
but-
with. Let's go with Samuel Tully.
That was my next guy on my big board.
Yeah.
Sam's got a
He's
major
gonna be
role
around for a
in
while.
the show. Yep.
Cal, I gotta
Yep.
adjust my thought process here because it's just don't die. It's
Don't
not
die.
who wins.
Stay
It's
alive.
just don't
Are you
die.
gonna pick Brienne of Tarth?
No, for sure not.
No, she's
She's
toast.
I am going to
She's dead
say I'm gonna go Varys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He's down in the crypt.
Yeah, he's not on the front line. He's not having, and he's valuable to any person on the throne.
Yep.
He was next on my list. We're going pretty much right along with it. I got Gilly next. Also, is Gilly pregnant?
We don't know that yet.
She's
But
looking a little
congrats to
bit,
Sam on the sex.
and Sam's doing it. So
Yeah. I also would say, what if Arya is wearing like Jaime Lannister's face when she kills Cersei?
that's
Like,
that's
is he
been my
doing-
prediction for like a year and a half.
Yeah, me too.
I
Or that's how Arya's gonna die, is while she's wearing the Jaime face, and Bran just kills her.
Bronn.
Bronn.
Speaking of Bronn, that is my next pick.
Nice.
Yep. But the King's Landing angle, not in Winterfell.
He's
Yeah.
coming,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't see him
That's how
killing
Arya
Jaime.
died.
I don't see him killing Jaime or Tyrion. But you could be right. It could be an Arya situation.
Could be. Matt, final pick.
Who are the two you took? Was that one or two?
I took two. I took Gilly and Bronn.
Gilly. That's right, Gilly and Bronn. Let's see here. I think that I'm going to take who's Jon Snow's right hand man that used to be with Robert Baratheon?
Davos.
Davos. I'm gonna take Davos.
Good pick.
I think that's a fine pick.
I'm gonna take
solid
the Greyjoy sister,
Yara.
Yara.
Oh yeah, going back to the Iron Islands. God dang. Dave is playing like in the future.
You gotta.
Dude, how about showing up with the Gold Army and don't even bring the elephants?
What a bunch of
Fucking
dicks.
most powerful army in the world.
Yeah.
Don't even
Overpromise,
bring the elephants.
overpromise, underdeliver.
Yep, apparently. Yikes. Well, any theories?
Can't wait
for
for
us?
Sunday.
Oh, I love Sundays.
So that's all the way through. Do I have four?
That's it. We got four. Teams quickly. I have Arya, Tyrion, Gilly, and Bronn. Matt Train has Dany, Sansa,
Dead.
Varys,
Dead.
Davos.
Dead.
David Bickus,
All my characters are in Winterfell.
Cersei, Sam, John, and Yara.
Mhm. How do you feel, buddy?
Tiebreaker being if you have the Iron Throne, whoever sits on the Iron Throne at the end of the show.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
10
Well,
bucks.
Putting some money on it. $10.
Yeah. We'll go $10. Like that. All right, let's. There's a little bit of a draft this weekend. There's a draft. Starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Apparently, our other co-host John Thompson is preparing for said draft by not being able to be here tonight. But we nonetheless took some notes to some questions that he wanted to find out the answers to. Do you guys want to start out with picks that the Vikings need, or you want to go draft in general to start with your guys' big boards?
Let's quickly.
Where do you want to get going on this?
Vikings free agency, where we're at now.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the Anthony Barr signing?
Just fine.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the story. I guess I'd rather have not they spent the money that way, but I don't know.
I think with getting those 2 offensive linemen for relatively cheap, that may or may not play, I think it's worth it. I think we can go to the draft now and kind of fill in the rest of the holes.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
I disagree, but Adam Thielen worth the money or not? Top 10 receiver.
Keep him at home. He's always our show.
Yeah, and it's
Man,
and it's a contract extension, not a new contract. A contract extension that helps our current cap situation.
Not really.
Invested in a
It didn't really help it. We didn't gain any money.
okay.
we didn't lose any money on it either.
Well,
True.
no,
We
but
paid even.
okay. Well, I guess I was under the impression that it restructured this next year, but I may be wrong. In any case, so yeah, I'm fine with it.
Do we miss any of the guys we let go? Sendejo, Richardson, Murray, Remmers, Easton.
No. I think they're fillable holes.
Well, the offensive line hurts, but we don't have the money to pay for it. I mean, you don't like to lose offensive linemen on this team right now, but what else can you do?
How about that whole defensive tackle? Are we going to miss Sheldon Richardson? I feel like that one to me is a bigger loss than Nick Easton.
He's a big name coming in.
Yes. That is one of our primary draft needs is to get a interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's no way once we sign Barr, there's no way, and even without Barr, I don't think there's any way we're keeping Richardson not at $13 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
21.
I don't think he played worth $13 million last year.
Yeah. All right, that is that. Those are the questions I had about free agency. Just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts. NFL draft.
All right, so your Vikings. Let's stick with the Vikings for now, and then we'll expand it a little bit out. Their primary needs in this draft: interior offensive linemen, offensive tackles, interior defensive linemen, with a secondary needs of wide receiver, tight end, and an edge guy.
I'd add running back to that list.
Ancillary linebacker, safeties, if we can fill them in, we'll be all right. I think we need another cornerback, but
life doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I think that we probably should draft a quarterback in a late round, which they also don't think we need. And I'm indifferent on the running back situation. I know that the local guys are kind of up in the air on it right now, and if we need one, if we should just get one to bring into camp to keep around. But from there, any other draft needs that you guys are seeing?
I am on the side of pro draft a running back. I'm also on the side of draft a move tight end, somebody that can get up the seam.
We've kind of been on that same bandwagon for about 4 months now. That we don't know if Kyle Rudolph is going to be the man. He's been getting hurt at least partial seasons the last couple of years.
He is what he is at this point.
Yep.
It's been no different. I don't hate him. It's just he is what he is.
I mean, what is he good for? He's good for that crossing route. And he's good for like a tight end Y pattern. And I think we get that with Adam Thielen, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think if we can get somebody that can actually block and can maybe be an asset to our offensive line for part of the time as well, that'd be a great ad.
Well, let me propose this then. TJ Hawkinson, there at 18.
You have to. I don't think he'll be there, but I think that he is a very good athlete, and I think that he's going to be a very good. He's not a Gronk. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to be as good as Gronk, but I think the Packers are going to get him in the first round.
12.
Where I have him on my big board. I actually have him in my top 10 of player rankings before this draft. But we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, offensive line. Obviously, a huge need for your Minnesota Vikings. You guys got any names of guys that you want to throw out there at 18? Or do we wait for it to fall to the second round? Where are you guys at?
Unless Hawkinson's there, I think they better take an offensive lineman.
Okay, are you looking at Andre Dillard?
Yeah, so if I was going to give an order, I'd say Jonah Williams, number one. I like his versatility, inside, outside.
Do you think he's going to be there?
I don't know. A lot of mock drafts have him fallen, and I think that would be a mistake on the teams ahead of us. We'll see. My second choice would be Garrett Bradbury, NC State.
Okay.
He's a plug-and-play center, 10-year starter at, on the interior. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Move Elflein to guard. Maybe Elflein shifts to the bench as a swing backup guy. I don't really know, but he was terrible last year, and I don't think you can bet on him returning to his rookie form.
I concur.
If I was picking, if I had my third choice, I'd go Andre Dillard. I agree with you there. Washington State tackle. Seems like he's going to be a guy that can step right in. The biggest question is he gonna be able to play left? We're gonna have to shift O'Neal there. That part worries me a little bit. That's why he's number 3 and not number 1.
Yep. He's decent, but I heard his run blocking is so. This is my negatives of Andre Dillard is just that his run blocking is a little laxical. He's a on pass blocks. What I've been seeing, what I've been hearing is that he can hold a block for all day, but on the run blocks he gets lazy and uses it as his recovery downs, and so he'll give that block for about 2 seconds, and that's about all you got. I'm looking at Cody Ford as well. He can play either guard or tackle. 6'4", 320s out of Oklahoma. I think he's going to be okay. He's all Big 12. He's young.
I like Cody Ford. I don't think he fits their new zone blocking scheme. And Rick was real adamant. Rick was real adamant about drafting players that fit our scheme rather than best player available, which is irritating because the coach the day before just said that we want the best players.
Right. Well, we'll see how that rolls out. Like I said, if we could get Cody Ford in like the 3rd or 4th, I don't think he's going to be there, but no, I think he'd be a great later on.
Top 2 round guy.
Yeah. Second need, defensive end, defensive line, wherever you want to start. For me, I got Draymond Jones, Avi out of Ohio State, Big Ten guy. He fits the package. He's got some issues.
Historically,
that he's dumb.
Historically, we like Ohio State defensive linemen. I mean, that wouldn't be anything new. Yep.
I also got Kingsley Keek, whatever the fuck his name is, on the list. Texas A&M. 6'3", 288, so he's a little bit undersized, I think, for playing that. But he was, for most of his college career, he was playing in like that 315 range. I think he could be good. He's quick. I think he's a later round guy. We can throw him in. He had a really good season last year for the Aggies with 11 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. I think we could mold him into what we need him to be. Probably not a starter right away, but we could bring him in.
So is the general consensus here that we're draft for need, not for best player available?
At this time, we need to draft for need. We need to get an offensive lineman early. We probably need to get 6 of them in the draft total. Probably 4, realistically, but we need to get a few of them.
I think later on you take the best player available. But in that first round, unless somebody like Hawkinson falls, or maybe Ed Oliver from Houston falls, I think you got to take the best lineman. And really, it doesn't matter if he's center, guard, or tackle. They need literally all three of those.
Yep.
So find a plug and play offensive lineman that's going to be around for 10 years, and turn in the card.
Mm-hmm.
I concur. What other need do you think that the offense or the Vikings have? Let's focus on the defense for a minute. I got two linebackers actually that I was looking at, Big Ten linebackers. First one, Ryan Connolly from Wisconsin. Probably hometown boy. We love that shit. Leading tackler for the Badgers for 2 seasons ago. He's a good linebacker. I think I think we could pick up Blake Cashman and he could be that special team guy that could fill in for injuries when we need to. He's a good player. He's just got little arms. They're too short to actually be a linebacker.
Linebackers got to be like weight on the list, though, right? I mean, we just
yeah. I'm into the sixth, seventh round here.
There's I don't think there's any way Blake lasts that long. Maybe I'm wrong, but after his combine, and seeing him utilized without the shitty defensive coordinator that didn't know how to utilize his talent, I think he's a pro linebacker. He's an immediate special teams contributor, which that's probably third or fourth round. I don't think we spend that high a capital on a linebacker.
I've also marked some defensive backs that we could look at. Derek Beatty Jr. from Kentucky. I think he's on a lot of people's boards. And safety Amani Hooker from Iowa. That was just basically put on there for John, but he's not here, so we don't have to talk about him.
Screw him!
Zimmer always likes his D-back, especially corners, right?
Sure does.
Yeah, he likes beefy corners.
Yeah, we must feel pretty good at safety, I would think, with Harry and.
I like Ant Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he improved so much last year. I think he's an upgrade over Sendejo, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see what we get out of Hughes this year.
Yeah, he better be starting nickelback.
Mm-hmm. But well, he needs to be based on where he was drafted. But Mackenzie Alexander played better probably than his entire career, second half of last year. So
Yep. I don't have much else for the defensive side of the ball. I think Zimmer's a selfish asshole and steals all the picks. So I got some offensive names.
Perfect. Let's run with them. I only put down quarterbacks because tight end wise, obviously TJ Hawkinson would be great. Obviously Noah Fant would be great.
Yeah,
but
I have one tight end for you.
Who you got?
Isaac Nada, Georgia.
Yeah.
He can't block for shit, but he is a guy that runs like a wide receiver. Could be that weapon up the middle, could be that weapon down the seam.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I also want us to draft a guy that can play the middle at wide receiver, play the slot, do something that Treadwell can't, and catch the fucking ball.
Do you think that Treadwell's going to be the guy this year, though?
No.
Just looking at who's been working out together, I don't think that he's going to be the guy.
I do not trust Treadwell at all. I don't even know if he'll make the team.
I think he will make the team because Zimmer feels so bad about the fact that he's working so goddamn hard. He's just not that good. That's the problem.
Well, when you're 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, you're all working out together, and Treadwell is not involved in any of these off-season workouts that they're doing together, I don't know. I'd say signs point otherwise, but if he catches the goddamn ball, I'm okay with
That's
that.
an unfortunate decision by a guy who thinks he's better than he is.
Correct. Totally agree. A little fast white receiver, Andy Isabella out of UMass.
Yeah.
PA's been all over him lately, and like what
PA knows.
exactly.
Yeah. He was at the combine.
Another small school guy I like, offensive tackle, maybe guard, Trey Pipkins. He's Sioux Falls College graduate.
Okay.
Sioux Falls College?
They're known for that.
I've not heard of SFC.
So that
Must be no USF or Augustana.
They unless everybody's just saying, if it is the University of Sioux Falls,
It's probably USF. Probably USF. They got a good football program.
He's an offensive tackle. He's from Apple Valley originally, so another local name.
Okay.
If they happen to go running back in round 2, or maybe round 3, Iowa State running back David Montgomery.
Yep.
Might be a real solid player.
He's going to get you the yards that you need. He's a strong kid.
Yep. Also can catch the ball. Would be a great second running back. They just got to decide if they're going to use the capital on that position or not.
Exactly. I wrote down 2 quarterbacks that wouldn't be terrible to be put into our system. One is Taylor Cornelius out of Oklahoma State. Decent player. He needs some work, but he's 6'6", 230. So he at least has the build. 32 touchdowns last year. He also threw 13 interceptions, but you can hold that shit in. The other one, Easton Stick out of North Dakota State. He's a winner. He's a proven winner. He's 49-3 in college football. And so
that's terrible.
He can play. He's going to get picked up by somebody.
Maybe to play tight end. He's not going to play quarterback. There's no way.
He's not big enough. Yeah. His arm's not strong enough. He's not tall enough. Blah, blah, blah. His hands aren't big enough. He's a winner. He's got that winning gene.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
High as balls. All right. You got number 1 overall, or you guys want to give your top 5?
Don't have it.
Or, I can.
Realistically, I think Kyler Murray's going number 1. I think everything's been a smokescreen for the last week and a half or so. As they're saying they don't really know, haven't decided. I think that's complete BS.
Yep. I got Kyler Murray number 1. I got Nick Bosa number 2.
Yeah,
Quinn Williams number 3.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right on the first 3. There's no way the Niners are going to pass on Bosa. Absolute stud.
I think it'll be for me after this.
Yep.
I think you can put the next 4 or 5 picks in any order combination, but I'll just list them off. This is not in any order. I think that TJ Hawkinson's going to go early. DK Metcalf, Ed Oliver, Brian Burns, Josh Allen, Noah Fant, Jocelyn Taylor out of Florida.
Yeah, he'll probably be the number 1 offensive lineman off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can put those in any order. I think that there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be drafting for some needs and maybe trading up early. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that this year than in other years. And really,
I can see an active board.
Yeah,
a lot of trades.
I think that it's also kind of interesting that at the beginning of last year's college football season, they talked about how many offensive linemen there were going to be that were good out of this class, and really that number didn't impress me that much. And so I'm hoping that, some of these better guys, we can roll them up and maybe get them as a bikes. And some of these guys fall a lot. I didn't get his name down here, but somebody got a 6 on the Wonderlic.
What?
And that's bad. That guy shouldn't be getting paid to do anything. I didn't have really any other notes on that.
You guys, yeah, I mean that wraps up a lot of draft talk. You want to play a little
Busch Light
or
Busch League?
Just got a few for you guys this week.
Okay.
My personal favorite, and I think one that you guys may have differing sides on, the Mayak is just not really feeling St. Thomas anymore. Tired of getting their asses kicked year in and year out, I think. The Mayak are holding an official vote in the upcoming weeks to kick out St. Thomas from their conference.
The official vote was supposed to be last Thursday, but
Delayed.
They delayed it out.
So the Mayak kicking out St. Thomas from their conference, is that
Busch Light
or
Busch League.
I want to hear Dave. Dave, you go first.
So just a little bit about this. The school that I went to is for keeping St. Thomas in the league. It's the real reason they want to have them exit is the enrollment of the school is quite a bit more than the other Mayak schools. And, forever they've been known as kind of the small Catholic schools or small school private schools in Minnesota. That sounded terrible. But, St. Thomas has like 600 or 6,000 undergrads where, combined St. John, St. Ben's is about half of that. And the other schools are even smaller. So I mean, I think that warranted, it's fine. When we were in school, there was always the rumors that they wanted to go St. Thomas wanted to go D2, and that's why they were upping everything that they had. I don't know. I think it's Busch League that they would want to kick them out. I think stay in. If they want to grow themselves out of it, fine. If they want to set some parameters of this is how big your enrollment can be if you want to stay in, the Mayak conference, go for it. Royce was hell-bent on it was the stupidest thing in the world a week ago. Now he's like trying to create a super conference with, a new Northern Sun or whatever St. Cloud State's in. It could be fun. I mean, they're the Duke of Minnesota.
Love to hate them.
Yep.
So
never won a football national championship. Never they won a couple of basketball ones, but they never shine on the biggest stage.
You mean like Target Field against St. John's?
Last year against St. John's?
Yep. So on the one hand, I feel like, it seems like this is, it's fueled towards academics. And on the one hand, I feel like their success academically or their success athletically has not been dependent on them gaining enrollment. I think they've been successful for other reasons. At the same time, the Mayak as a conference is kind of a joke. It's like a 3 or 4 team conference with a bunch of little dinky guys that cannot even come close to competing. And so in the spirit of, like competitive athletics, I would be in favor of breaking it up just because the division between top and bottom is so consistently, it's just so huge, and it doesn't look like there's any chance that it's going to change. Is there any way McAllister, I don't know which ones are good and which ones are bad, but I assume McAllister is one of the worst ones. Is there any chance McAllister ever competes with St. John's or St. Thomas in football? Ever?
No. I mean,
Yeah.
the top of the conference is always going to be St. John's. It's 4 teams at the top. It's St. Thomas, St. John's, Concordia, Moorhead, and Bethel.
Bethel.
And that's never going to change. Hamlin, every once in a while, gets a good crop of guys in there and tries to do something, but most of the time they're on
Picture.
they're on kind of the down bottom half of this thing, and really right now there's 4 schools that are for it, 4 that are against it, and like 3 that are undecided.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so,
We'll find out soon.
yeah. So I think individually trying to kick just St. Thomas out of the league is Busch League, but I would be in favor of overtime, seeing that reworked somehow. Same way Minnesota State High School League likes to shuffle the deck every freaking 10 minutes to try and figure out a better way to do things.
real soon, May 20, I think.
Yeah,
We get the deck shuffled in the high schools.
Oh yeah, it already happened.
Did it?
Sections are so New London is in
No. It's happening. So this is a year that they're doing another count, and they're going to change people from different classes even.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
it's a big deal for basketball, and it's not that big a deal for football because everybody's pretty much where they need to be / yeah, or they've elected to play up. But
The travel schedule for New London is going to be significantly different from going all the way over to like the western suburbs to going to freaking Fairmont and Tracy, and I mean they're going the complete opposite direction, the complete opposite side of the state.
it sucks because the West Central North that we knew never is going to happen again because those schools don't want to play us.
Yeah. West Central in football, because there's so many classes, the West Central is kind of back intact. I mean, they're with, I don't remember exactly. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. We were in with football. I thought it was Albany and Montevideo. And I forget the exact schools, but basketball is the one where it gets crazy because you have much bigger classes, and maybe I have them backwards. I can't remember, but one or the other, we're going all the way down to freaking the South Dakota Iowa border, just about.
Yep.
Okay, Busch Light versus Busch League. Back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Trading first-round picks for veteran NFL players. We just saw the Chiefs do it. The Vikings have done it both sides. They've traded a first-rounder, got Jared Allen. Seemed to work out pretty well for them. They've traded Percy Harvin, gotten a first-round pick. That worked out pretty well for him too. Would you say trading a first-round pick for a veteran is a smart move? Would that be
Busch Light.
Or
Busch League.
I don't know. I think it always has its purpose when it gets done. I think it's sometimes silly when you could have a top 15 draft pick and you're trading away for a veteran. But, these kids, you never know how they're going to pan out and how their game's going to transition to the pro life. So I'm going to say Busch League. Don't do it.
very
This
convincing.
is a weird question for Busch League or Busch Light.
So trading first rounders for well-established players. Obviously, it depends on the deal, all kinds of stuff. Like the Bears giving up everything they did for Jay Cutler, obviously was stupid. But
Hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight, I mean, to me, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Right?
Yeah.
Getting somebody that is a proven commodity, provided that the money and the years and all those things make sense compared to what you're giving up, provided also that you're not like the number 1 pick with like this transformational player sitting there in front of you. All those things, considering that you're not doing something really stupid, I'll take the known commodity versus the question mark.
Perfect.
Fair enough. With the Vikings signing Anthony Barr, I personally think it's clear that Mike Zimmer is the true boss and running the organization. Would you call that
Busch Light.
or?
Busch League.
You know, I'm a big Bill Belichick guy, and clearly he runs the show over there in New England. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's just fine if the coach wants to run the team, get their guys on the field. You know, forever we've thought that the defense is going to win football games. So I'm Busch Light. I'm all for Mike Zimmer running the show. However, we do need to get a couple of guys on offensive line so that we can be successful, because I think we're still at the top of the roller coaster and not like the shitty Packers who are at the bottom.
Woo! I do not agree. I think that's Busch League. In most scenarios with most professional football players, that player would not still be here. It's not like we stepped out on a ledge and paid him much more money than what anybody else was willing to pay him. That is not what happened. He turned down more money with another franchise to come here and play here again, which for me, if I'm negotiating contracts and I think that, and I know that the market is higher and I'm lowballing it to begin with, I may even goose up my bid a little bit just to make the guy feel, nobody's doing anything to make anybody feel better, but just because I know that I'm probably not going to get him anyways, so who cares? I think it was a surprise to everybody involved, and I don't think it was because Mike Zimmer's calling the shots.
Fair enough. Last one. Rick Spielman's wife made it very clear that she did not want a cornerback drafted this year. In fact, she gave him an ultimatum. She said, "Draft another cornerback and don't come home." Would you say Rick Spielman's wife would be
Busch Light.
or
Busch League.
Well, that's talking out of turn, and talking out of turn as somebody's spouse to the media. That's stupid. Probably shouldn't do that. You have everything to lose and literally nothing to gain. So Busch League. Yep.
Any woman that has her son choose anywhere other than the University of Minnesota for their college career, no friend of mine. And so for that reason, I think that she is Busch League all day long. I don't even care what she said. She can go to hell.
Thanks, Bum.
So yeah, that went very well with your sunglasses and cowboy hat.
That wraps up Busch Light or Busch League.
All right, boys. I know we got a great draft tomorrow. You guys are going to be watching the whole thing tomorrow night, Friday night? Starts at 7 p.m. our time, I think.
Yeah.
8 o'clock Eastern. Goes till about 10:30.
All night tomorrow night. A couple Boilermakers and just enjoying the show.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
I'll probably be watching too. I got a workout and then I'm just going to be coming home. So that should be good. Same with Friday. We're going to probably need to talk next week, get back on the bandwagon here. We're going to have a little bit of a recap, of the draft. Probably going to have some Thrones recap, some new theories, probably some death counts. It's going to be wild. Instant reactions. We also are going to have Kentucky Derby preview and picking some horses. And probably a preview for the Garth Brooks concert coming up that next weekend too.
Yeah.
So we got a lot going on.
Quick, my closing thought. I got 4 names for you. I want you just after this episode, dead or alive. Brienne of
John
Tarth.
Thompson.
Dead. Brienne of Tarth dead.
Sir.
Jorah of Mormont.
Dead.
Dead.
Grey Worm.
Dead. 100% dead. And his lady. She's dead too.
Sandy?
Yeah.
I
Hold on.
think
Would you?
he makes it a little.
Yes.
I think he stays alive. I think Grey Worm stays alive.
Would you?
No
Yes.
comment from Matt.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, she's a virgin. Never had the sex
Nope.
with the Grey Worm.
One of my favorite characters in the show, Torment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the
Can
highlight
we
of that.
talk about that for a second?
That was so funny.
That is the most epic story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Killed a giant when I was 10. He crawled in the bed with his wife. He let me suckle at the teat. That's how I got so strong for 3 months. Thought I was a baby.
Yeah. I think Tormund is probably dead. If I had to take one to be alive, if I take one of those 4 to be alive, it would be Grey Worm.
I think Tormund's gonna live. I think it's him and Jon Snow are gonna run the North after this battle. How about his epic chug of the horn? Also, what about him asking if the big lady was still here?
Yeah. Great
So
character. Very well done.
That's all I got, boys.
All I got.
I'm
Fun.
outie.
We missed John
It's been
Thompson.
fun.
Avi.
It's been fun.
Hey, how about this weather changing?
All right.
One quick thing. Derek, how did you do in softball last night? 6 for 8. What was
6
it?
for 8,
5 for
yep.
6 for 8.
6 for 8.
Any hard hit balls?
All of them.
Nice. You working elbow up or elbow down to start?
Elbow up.
Okay. Cool.
I like to stay on top of the ball. I don't like to hit
Yeah.
pop flies. My one advantage still is speed. So we're going to hit line drives, and then if we miss, we're going to miss and hit it into the ground.
All right, we'll be watching every week to make sure that you're still on top of your game. Wayne,
Yeah, buddy.
probably get that kid to bed. Probably, be nice to the lady for a few more weeks so that you can do this.
Thanks for the advice.
And, I'm pretty big into kids.
Yeah, I'll get it taken care of. No worries.
One sports fact for me, boys. Had a great hibbing trip this year. We took second in the 4th event. Team took home $800 straight for the weekend.
Nice.
Lost in the finals that day to the silver medalists of the World Senior Curling Tournament 2016. 3 of the 4 players. So that was pretty huge. And finished the last 4 weeks of bowling with 173 average. So things are looking up.
Everything's coming up, Dave Pikus.
Yeah, year of the day.
Oh, good for you.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo!